Welcome back to the podcast, everybody. It's your boys on Poi N Soy podcast. Thank you for giving us a listen. If you're here, if you check out early, I'm going to hate you forever, but thank you for joining us on this. Today's installment, we're going to talk Moon Knight, a lot of movie entertainment news as well. We'll probably go on off some tangents, but today's core topic is Moon Knight. Marvel, we just watched the 5th episode of Moon Knight. A lot of things to kind of unpack. Jared, what'd you think of the 5th episode?
Hey guys, I actually saw it this time. No. The
nerd.
You watch. Hey, calm
Just
down.
watch all the shows.
Geek, calm down. No.
Wow.
No, honestly,
real geekish right now.
This 5th episode really helped sum the show up for me because I think I talked to Keoni off this, and I was like, in the beginning, I was kind of confused. Like, I really was. And this last episode kind of just put everything into a good place. Which going to lead into...
Before you say anything, spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen Moon Knight, you haven't been watching, keeping up all the way up into episode 5, which we're discussing today. Spoiler alert. Don't listen to the rest of this podcast because we will.
What are you doing with your life?
Yeah, for real though. I mean, if you're not watching it, what's wrong with you? But anyway, continue on, Jared. Sorry.
But yeah, like I was saying, it really put a lot into perspective of who he is, how he was created, and like going forward. I mean, how the scale is balanced, right? Like leading up to it, I don't think I would have ever guessed that was what was going to happen.
Like once they got rid of the whole editing, where they were kind of doing like this, and then like switched the scene or whatever.
That used to like kind of kill me. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, when they actually showed him doing it like in person, bro, he just killed it. The
ability to flip the switch like that and just that actor, like, it's crazy.
Oh, man.
So crazy.
So shooting the question over to you, Nolan. Same thing. Overlying thoughts.
Great.
Before we get into real spoilers.
As a graduating psych major, a lot of mental instabilities. a lot of disorders.
Yes.
Yeah.
A lot of mental disorders. A lot of it is caused by trauma.
Exactly.
A lot of it is based off of what your childhood was. You develop these kind of tendencies, these alter egos per se. So it was nice that they kind of gave a method to the madness.
Oh, I agree. I mean, and like you said, trauma is always one of the biggest issues that leads to everything, whether it's from childhood to just like to war to any little thing. And the fact that they can
self-identity,
and like to be able to incorporate it in such an amazing show and like just put it out there so people are aware of it is so top notch. Like it's uncomparable to anybody else.
I think that's one reason why I really appreciate what they're doing with all of these different shows is like, I think a lot of people are like, critically, these aren't like the greatest. Sometimes there's, things that people don't like, but honestly,
it's a lot of credit is to Kevin Feige.
Yes.
The executive producer on everything.
To have the foresight to build this entire world and, implement new characters and implement new stories, but somehow make it feel cohesive is just insane. Man.
And they just had Cinemacon this past week in Vegas, which is pretty much like I don't want to call it a festival. It's a what do you want to call it?
It's an event. I mean,
it's an event. It's a
we have all those cons, Kawaii cons.
It's mainly for movie pundits, movie reviewers, those type of people, as well as theater owners. And so what they'll do is every production company will come out and present like, these are our slate for the next year. We're going to do this. So they have Universal there, Paramount, Disney, everything. They just show everyone, because a lot of it is theater owners who will be so like, why should we, if we're a small business theater, like, why should we play this movie here? Why should we do this? What are the movies we want to look out for? And apparently Kevin Feige was on video. He came in like during the Disney presentation. He's like, "Hey guys, thanks for joining us at CinemaCon, blah blah." And he's like, "I'm on my way right now to somewhere to map out the next 10 year of Marvel." And I was just like, "Damn, like you really like 10 years?"
Yeah, exactly. And just his foresight, he's just like a visionary, man. I mean, just to be able to tie all of this together is just too much. I mean, I couldn't even fathom doing like just these 4 shows that just came out on Disney Plus, or 5 shows, whatever it came out. But I was like, to think as far back as Iron Man and as forward as X-Men in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, it's just crazy.
Yeah. Or sooner rather than later.
We're not going to get into that. We're talking about Moon Knight. I was like, as much as we want to talk about that, we're going to talk.
All right, but Moon Knight.
Yeah, exactly.
It is going to be interesting for the 6th episode, but what do you guys think? What do you think that is? What are your we can't really say predictions because we don't really
I'm petting a dog down here just so you guys see. It's not just me randomly reaching down and
we don't know too much about Moon.
Sorry.
Oh. Anyway, we don't know too much about Moon Knight's storyline in regards to the comics, so we don't know exactly what to expect.
Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Her mom is home. I gotta take her outside. It's your mama. Whoa.
Hopefully my dogs don't start barking at any time either.
I think my dog is with Nicole right now, so we're good.
My dog,
sorry about that. Sorry.
I think the dogs are gonna bark when my food comes here. So
I know. Sorry about that.
Just let you know. I'll probably cut my sound.
But as we were saying, welcome back to the podcast.
Nolan, pick it up from what were you saying? What were you saying? Sorry.
Bang bang.
I was saying, what are your predictions for the last
episode?
My
saying.
What do you want to see?
Bang bang. Sorry.
Sorry, Nolan.
Oh, sorry. Hi. What were you saying?
Sorry, Nolan.
Bang bang. Anyways, what are you guys' predictions for episode 6, season finale? You don't have to go in deep, obviously, because we don't know too much about the comic book lore of Moon Knight. What are you guys expecting? How do you things want to tie off? What do you guys see coming to fruition?
Keoni.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to let you go. Sorry. I would say, I mean, obviously, I think they're going to...
Part of it, you know what I mean?
From the storyline that... not storyline, but from the news I've heard... From the news I've heard, they said that the Avengers are technically disbanded. Because they came together for that movie, but they have no plans for a current Avengers movie.
Or anything past it, right?
Because it's literally like everyone's gone off. The main heads technically are killed off.
Yeah.
Iron Man. And they were saying like, oh yeah, maybe Doctor Strange is the head now. It's like, if you really think about the last 2 Avengers movies, Doctor Strange isn't an Avenger.
Nope.
Yeah. He's come in to help, but he was never like, you're an Avenger.
Doctor Strange, another Midnight Sun, by the way.
Oh, all right.
That's what I'm saying.
There we go.
I feel like they're slowly heading. Just like I said, just point that way. I mean, the thing is, this episode was. I mean, you already know Kevin Feige planned the way that these episodes unfold. So the fact that this episode comes 2 days before Multiverse of Madness drops, coincidence? I think not. Why do I keep doing this with my hands? Okay, keep going. Sorry.
Shout out Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, exactly. So, Nolan, I feel like you're the one that's read the most. You've probably done the research probably more than Jared and I have. I specifically don't do the research now just because I don't like to get spoiled. However, I already know my boy is gonna spoil it anyway. So keep going.
So let us know what happens. No.
For which part? For what?
No, but what do you think? What are you hoping happens with episode 6? And on top of that, quick hitter, some highlights from the rest of the show.
I think they might let this podcast go, this segment.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what you guys are thinking because Doctor Strange is coming out next week.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Keoni got our tickets for Friday. Jared probably doesn't have his tickets. God damn it, Jared. But anyway.
Why do we even have you on this podcast? No, just joking. I'm sorry.
What are you guys feeling? What are you guys thinking is going to happen?
I like
Jared.
We'll go with you.
I was like Jared first.
You let me start because I know Keoni wants to talk about the world over there. I don't know, like
that I do.
It's so hard. Doctor Strange's character through all of the MCU has been one of the most mysterious characters, in my opinion. Mm-hmm. Just based off the fact of who he is, how he's become, the things that he keeps from people. Being that he has a time stone and whatnot, and he's the guardian of it. But I'm looking forward to more collaborations for it.
But no longer.
Yeah, he no longer has it.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to just more collaborations. Like you said, like with Moon Knight, where you're hoping that they're gonna have a team up with somebody. I'm looking for that with this because in order for his character to grow. And like, I'm not the biggest follower of it, but I've seen like the comics and whatever, and like who he gets to fight and whatnot. That's where it's got to grow, where he has more people, like more superheroes, to bring them in to fight against the new and improved people. Basically, is what it is. Yeah. So I'm just looking for that team up. Like watching No Way Home, which you guys should be proud. I finally watched the damn thing. Okay. I watched it, and they show the previews and whatever from at the end, you know. And I'm just like, I'm super excited to see where it grows and how it grows from there. You know, the fact of how he brings Wanda in, and you know, I think she's a big part of everything.
She is the strongest one,
and that's why when he brings her in and he goes to see her and they have conversations. I was wondering when you're going to come and see me. You know, that little scene, like it's just gotta. He's like we always said, he doesn't disappoint, and he has that visionary to grow. That I think it's going to be one of the biggest, best things. And I can't wait to just see what he throws at us. You know, I know we've talked about it before, where you guys think he's hinting at certain things or certain people, but you know, I don't know exactly, honestly, what to expect when it comes to that.
Keoni, what are your thoughts?
For myself, on the surface, I will say that when the movie was announced, I wasn't so hyped about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I did like the first. I wouldn't say I loved. I'll say I liked a lot the first Doctor Strange movie. And I do like Doctor Strange's character. Love Benedict Cumberbatch. I think he's such a great character actor. So for me, I wasn't hyped on it until I started seeing the damn commercials for it. And honestly, they just started dropping stuff that I was just like, wow, this movie is going to be a lot more epic than I thought. Because for me, there was like for instance, like Ant-Man and the Wasp. And then like that was one of those movies where I was kind of like, this is like a filler movie. You know what I'm saying? Like it was there. It is what it is. Like it was just like that. But little did I know, and you know, shame on me for not thinking this far ahead. But Multiverse of Madness, because I'm thinking back to like the announcement way back when. But right now, when it like as it's coming out, I'm like, this is gonna set up so much. Like in my head, this movie will set up the universe and what the MCU is about to be for the next 10 years.
10 years?
Oh, yeah, exactly. No, but really it is, because I said there's so much in the commercial that they drop, and I'm speaking strictly to the commercial because that's all I can fathom watching at this moment. But I would say like the hints that they dropped in the commercial, you know, we already kind of know what's coming up. You already know the X-Men are slowly going to be introduced. You already know that there's going to be like somewhat of a tie-in with the Midnight Sun kind of underground, darker version of Marvel. For me, I wasn't super hyped because, you know, if you know, you're thinking Marvel, you're thinking Captain America, you're thinking Hulk, you're thinking Iron Man. But honestly, now that they're slowly introducing all these different worlds, I mean, you got like kind of like the I guess spiritual? No, not spiritual. I guess kind of like the mythological world, or mystical. I was thinking mythological and mystical in the same. So mythological world.
Mythological. I like that one.
The mythological world that they're setting up, that mystical world that they're kind of setting, and then they're kind of like the darker universe that they're kind of setting up for. And then obviously you have like the cosmic world that they're setting up with like the Guardians of the Galaxy and all that stuff. I think they're coming to a point where all that's going to lead to some really big, really crazy bad guys. I mean, you still got Kang the Conqueror, who's in freaking Loki, and then you got
he's going to show up in the next Ant-Man movie.
I'm going to say there's going to be some sort of twist on Scarlet Witch being kind of like a
bad guy
in this movie. So that's why I said like that's setting up a pretty ginormous bad person, because if she's a bad guy, that's going to be a whole.
All right, I'm going to get a little nerdy here. Get nerdy on me. House of M.
Yep.
When the conclusion, when they bring the mutants back, there's a part where Magneto just kind of descends from the sky and is like, "Oh, we're gonna take care of Wanda. Like we'll handle this." So, like in Doctor Strange, let's say she brings the mutants into the fold, you could just imagine Magneto, whoever they've casted.
But do you think it's going to be a younger? older?
It'll still be older, I think, but I don't think it's going to be the ones we've seen so far.
I mean, I
don't think it's going to be Ian McKellen.
They brought back Patrick Stewart.
It's not going to be Patrick Stewart.
Is it Patrick Stewart?
You said Michael Stewart. Wait, did you say Michael Stewart?
Patrick Stewart. Patrick Stewart.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure. See, now I'm like,
what?
Michael Stewart. No, they brought back Patrick Stewart.
No.
So
you're right. No, you're right. But I think they brought back Patrick Stewart in the Illuminati fold. Mm-hmm. So it's more of like, I'm outside the timeline. This is me being a governing body for whatever it may be. I don't know. I mean, the fact that we haven't heard anything about a Magneto showing up, good chance it doesn't happen. But the fact if you feel like they
if that happens,
bring in them,
I'm running out of the theater. Right? Like I'm gonna be so hyped.
Because if they drop that, I think there's a lot of things that could go on.
Yeah,
and,
you're right.
You know, it could be mutants, could be no mutants. Mm-hmm. It could be later on that they're bringing in down the year line.
Yeah,
but I feel like considering what movies are coming out next, this is the best opportunity for them to bring them in. Because you already have Patrick Stewart there in his animated series, classic yellow hovering chair in the last TV spot. They're going to have a lot of good goodies. They showed the first 15, 20 minutes at Cinemacon for everyone who was attending. And they said that it was just right off the bat. And they said that we can only show you 20 minutes because there's a lot of things we don't want getting out yet.
And you lose your mind. And then they topped it when they went to freaking Endgame after all that build up. And then the assemble. I was like, oh, God. I'm damn near.
I always see the jokes are like, what if you're like in the back of that crowd? What? What did he say? He said what? What?
It's like, are we running? Are we
running? Are we going?
They're running. They're running.
Now?
We're all running.
All ready. Let's go. Everyone run.
I was like, yeah, let's just be honest. There's no way anybody heard that in the back.
I don't think so.
I was like, sure. Everyone just brought back right now, and everyone has an earpiece that just like assemble.
Just like also, I'm still in the portal. Can we like move forward a little bit?
I don't want this to close. I don't want this to close.
And Jim is only halfway in, so he's going to get cut in half.
How it goes?
Also, I would totally not be the guy like at that midpoint because if they just like accidentally
I would be over here pushing the way through.
My arm's getting tired. Hurry up, guys.
Guys, this has been like 10 minutes. Can we just get in, please?
But yeah, definitely everyone who's listening. Next week, we're definitely going to go into a spoiler-heavy Doctor Strange.
Yes.
Jared, you better get your freaking tickets.
Venmo me.
One episode.
You need my Venmo, guys? Hit me up.
No. Go.
This isn't that type of podcast.
Oh,
this isn't a discussion.
Buy my ticket and I'll go see it, man.
This is a dictatorship.
Mahalo Tuesdays. They're only like $7 on that day.
No, but we're doing the episode Sunday, fool.
Yeah, Jared. Duh.
Anyways, thank you for joining us on this Marvel Disney segment.
Marvelous.
We appreciate.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to hit it once. Nobody did it the whole time we were doing it.
Keoni will not be joining us on the next episode.
Oh yeah, have fun talking about this with Jared, who's not even going to watch it.
Hey, who says I'm not going to watch it? Calm yourself.
We know you're not going to watch it before we drop the podcast. It's on Sunday. The movie comes on Friday.
Thank you for joining us on this segment of the Poi N Soy podcast. I'm your co-host, Nolan Tcheng. Follow me on my social medias, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, at Nolan KYT, NOLAN KYT. Appreciate the support. Thank you for joining us today. Jared, let them know where to find you.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Twitch. J Shirai, JSHIRAI, and hope you like this podcast. Keoni, over to you.
So obviously, same handle as it was the last whatever episode. It'll be Keoni, KAYOHKNEE on everything: Instagram, Twitter, Twitch, whatever you want to catch me on. And also, we're going to be on Poi N Soy podcast on YouTube. So thank you everybody on YouTube for coming to check us out. For us here at the Poi N Soy podcast, we just want to thank you. 100, even just having 100 views, unique viewers from this last week, regardless of where you're catching us from, whether it's on Spotify, Apple Music, whatever app you use, or if it's on YouTube, we thank you so much for just checking us out, for giving us a like, a comment, a subscription, a rating, wherever you are. or just hitting us up with a DM for suggestions, letting us know what you want us to talk about, letting us know if there's anything that we didn't hit on, or maybe you have something that you want to debate against us and you want us to talk about that as well. Shoot us a DM, shoot us a message, let us know, give us a comment. We thank you so much for joining us. Boys, hit us with those end lines.
Thank you guys. Hey, if you have any friends who you want to share this with, we talk about NBA, we talk about sports whenever we can. Go into movie, entertainment, television. If you know that it's something that they're deeply passionate about, share the link with them. Thank you guys. I'm Nolan. Good vibes and love. Appreciate the follow.